Hi, everybody. It's David from Incoming. We are working hard on season two, but while we work on it, we had a bunch of other ideas about stuff that's adjacent to our show that we thought you might be interested in. And this is one of them. So I took out an ad on Craigslist in Honolulu looking to talk to people who were in Hawaii in 2018 when the false alarm that inspired our show actually happened. And this is one of the people I've gotten to talk to. His name is Bravery Gladman, and he was 12 in 2018. Hi, welcome back to Incoming. My guest today is Bravery Gladman, who lives in Hawaii and was there in 2018 when the false alarm that inspired our show initially happened. So, Bravery, thank you for coming and talking to me today.
Thanks for having me, David.
So, Bravery, can I ask how old are you?
I am 20 years old.
And tell me how old you were in 2018. So, I mean, I could do the math. You were 13.
When the false alarm missile happened, I was probably like 12 because I'm late born.
Okay, let's start by where were you when you heard the alarm for the first time?
Do you know the battleship Missouri we have out here? It's the tourist
Yeah, of
attraction.
course.
I was on the battleship Missouri for an overnight field trip with my middle school.
Get out of here. So we
Yeah.
okay. I have a lot of questions. So were you did you sleep on the boat?
Yeah, so the overnight field trip was a sleepover on the Missouri and a tour in the morning.
Okay, and so where on the boat did you sleep?
I don't know what they're called, but like the Navy people where they would sleep, when they're
Like the
out.
barracks or whatever it is.
Yeah, in their bunks and everything.
I'm sure, yeah, bunks is probably, I'm sure that like the Navy has a specific term that's different. Like barrack sounds like Army, bunk sounds right for the Navy. So you slept there with your class. How many people are we talking about?
I remember it was like a lot of us. I want to say maybe the entirety of our class. It was a very big field trip.
Was it 30 people or was it like 80 people?
Well, I think it was definitely more than 80 people. Maybe like 100 to 150 of us.
Whoa. Okay, so you sleep and then you wake up in the morning for the tour of the Missouri, and then the alarm happened in the morning, right?
Yeah, I remember that morning. We all woke up. They were walking us through the boat, and from what I remember, we were like getting ready to eat our meals because they were serving us breakfast, and we're all in the cafeteria area, and that's when we heard it.
Okay, so what did you hear?
Um, Everybody's phones went off, like alarms blaring, and slowly as we started to um, read the alert and figure out what was going on, we soon had a class of 100, 12, 13-year-olds just freaking out, screaming, you know, all on the
Oh my
battleship.
God, of
It
course.
was very hectic.
So it's got to be like a park service place. It's not like there were sailors around. It was like museum-y people. Am I right?
Yeah, there was a few retired like Navy, just I guess they were just staying around for the tour, but yeah, most of it was just museum type people, not any actual sailors.
So the alarm goes off. Your teachers, chaperones, whatever, are getting the message to. The people who run the tour at the Missouri are getting the message to. What happens next?
I remember I was freaking out as well, like very so much, very much so scared. And I remember that they were all just trying to um, calm us down, and they were trying to give us the reassurance that we're literally on the battleship Missouri that's built to withstand attacks and all of this stuff. So they were trying to reassure us that we were safe, but again we were all freaking out, and then they eventually gathered us all together and escorted us down below into the I don't know what to call it, but like I want to say like the guts of the ship where the
Yeah,
sailors would
like
actually be working in the hallways and all of that.
below
Um,
deck.
yeah, below deck. That would be. But yeah, we all got escorted down there, and for the period of time where the alert was still unknown to be real or not, we just stayed there, and we were all just sitting in the hallways basically.
I mean, were they talking to you? Did they give you juice boxes? Like, it was 38 minutes. What did you do for that 38 minutes?
Well, I wish we got juice boxes, man, but no, we were just sitting there. A lot of us, including myself, were just crying and scared with each other. As the time, if it was 38 minutes, maybe around like minute 35 or even maybe 15 or 20, we were, starting to calm down and just waiting for anything to happen. Um, but yeah, they really just had us sitting in the hallways below deck.
Oh my God, you poor kid. I'm so sorry. Do you remember what you were thinking? Like, do you remember like what kind of thoughts you were having?
Me personally, in that period of time, I had just gotten out of a relationship, like a little kid middle school relationship, and I
Yeah,
was
those hurt
so
just the
scared.
same though. Yeah.
Yeah, they do, and I was so scared like that I wasn't gonna see that girl again, and she was on the field trip with me, and I was like mostly crying about that, like oh no, we're all gonna die, and this is like my last moment with her, you know.
Amazing. What a romantic you are. That's incredible. Good 12-year-old
Thank you.
Casanova. And then like, but you had you had cell phones, right? Like, did you call your family? Like, what did you do?
Um, Unfortunately, between the initial what's it called, like alert, and when we went below deck, I was too like hectic. I didn't call anybody, and when we got down below deck, there wasn't any reception down there because the boat's just thick metal. So I was kind of just in the dark.
I mean, that is a completely natural reaction. So
Yeah.
you sat there in the hallway, stressing out about this girl and this relationship that just ended, and worried that everything was going to be over. And like, what are the adults doing during this?
Man, what were my teachers doing? I remember there was a few of them, at least in my vicinity or in my area, that they were legitimately freaking out as well because still everybody didn't know that it wasn't real yet. But there was a couple that were just trying to follow what the museum workers were telling us. Like, we're probably in one of the most safest places to be if anything is going to happen. So they were, just talking to us, trying to calm us down. And while we were below deck, there was those ones that were calm headed or level headed, were walking around and tending to the the ship of 12-year-olds that were crying.
Oh my God. Okay, this is kind of it's going to be hard for you to answer this because you were a kid. But like, was the sense that it was probably fake or probably a mistake, or was the sense like this is real? Do you remember?
For me, I thought it was real because the message that the alert came through our phones, and it literally said like, this is not a drill, there's a missile inbound. um like, when you read that, especially as a kid, and it comes on the same the alert came in on the same, or in the same way that we have like high water alerts or flood alerts, the official
Yeah.
state alerts. When we read that, or when I read that, it was automatically like, whoa, this is real, this is happening. It literally says it's not a drill, like we're about to die.
Oh my God, you poor kid. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. That is awful. And do
Thank
you
you, thank
remember
you.
anything else? Did your friends do anything weird? Did anybody like act out or like confess to something they've always wanted to say? Or did anybody act out of character? Or was everybody just kind of like too freaked out and just sitting there stunned?
And my friends, we were all just freaking out, crying to each other. Um, I don't remember anything out of the ordinary. Like, I don't remember anybody just sitting there calm and like scrolling through Instagram on their phone, because that would have been crazy.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah,
Getting
from what
one
I
last post
remember,
off. Yeah.
Yeah, from what I remember, everybody was just freaking out, afraid they were gonna die.
Of course. So now the 38 minutes goes by, and then how do you find out that it's a false alarm?
I believe the museum workers got the first word, and then they shared it out with our teachers that they got the alert from the state or whoever they got their alert from, and they were
Yeah.
like, okay guys, it's a false alarm. They walked down the hallways, they made a big alert, like, everybody, you can calm down, it's a false alarm. um and there was still some of us that were still crying, but that was a huge wave of relief for me, and my friends. We were like, wipe our faces, wipe our tears, and then me and my friends, we talk a lot of crap to each other, and
Yeah.
we start dogging on each other, like, oh, you were so scared, you were crying, you were freaking out, and they're like, no, you were doing the same thing, shut up, we
Yeah.
just started talking crap to each other.
Yeah, man, that's what 12-year-olds do. I don't know, that's what 50-year-olds do too, but 12-year-olds definitely. And then did they make you do the tour after that, or did you get to just go home?
I believe the tour was already almost up for us
Uh-huh.
in the morning before the alert came in, but after the 38 minutes, we all got escorted out of the below deck area, and then I think we went to go get our meals, eat in the cafeteria, and then we all got on our buses and went home.
Crazy. And then what happened when you got home? What did your family say?
Ooh, that's a very good question. When I got home, I talked to my mom. I told her my side while we are on the ship, just freaking out, and she was already level-headed, but I could tell that, when how you can tell someone was crying or someone was
Of
freaking out.
course.
They got the flushed face, tears that were freshly wiped. My mom and my stepdad were definitely freaking out as well.
They must have been really happy to see you. I can only imagine how
Yeah.
terrifying it would have been for them to not be able to get in touch with you while it was all happening.
Oh yeah. That was definitely scary. I don't think I thought about it in the moment, but looking back, if I hadn't had the opportunity to talk to my mom or my family, if anything was going to actually happen, that would have been.
Yeah, you behaved in a very human way. Bravery Gladman, thank you so much for taking the time to tell your story. I really appreciate it, and I hope that this never happens to you again.
Thank you very much, David.
Just a postscript: the USS Missouri was actually the spot where the Japanese formally signed the surrender at the end of World War II in Tokyo Bay. And that happened like 3 weeks after the first nuclear weapon was ever detonated in an act of war. So there's sort of a weird irony there. Once again, thank you so much for paying attention to our show. We hope you like it. We hope you subscribe. Please, the best thing you can do if you like our show is to tell someone else about it. It's word of mouth that's going to get this show to a wider audience. You can see all sorts of behind the scenes stuff at our website, incomingpodcast.com. And if you have an idea or something you want to talk about, reach out to me directly, David at incomingpodcast.com. Thanks. Talk to you soon.